Do you have a dog?
I have two dogs, so they might start barking.
Okay.
Right now they're chilling.
Okay. What projects are you working on in the state legislature and why are they important?
Well, this is really timely because actually two pieces of news broke today. I'm not sure when this is going to air, but on Wednesday, February
Today.
9th.
Today.
Oh, today. So this is super timely then. The first one is really all of us that the governor and Commissioner Riley have are going to let the statewide mask mandate in schools. They're going to let it expire. So for me, and for all of us here in Holyoke, I hope that, if our local public health board and our local school leaders to keep that mandate in our public schools, I hope that we can all rally around and support them in that. Because I think they've been doing a great job in extraordinary circumstances and they're following the science. So, that's just sort of my comment on that and the drop in the mask mandate. The other piece of news that dropped today is coming to the House floor tomorrow, and I will be there in the State House tomorrow, is the House's version of the Holyoke Soldiers Home governance reform. I was on both legislative committees that it came out of. I was on the Veterans Committee. I am on the Veterans Committee. I was there for that debate. I'm also on healthcare financing, and I was there for those discussions and that debate. So the version that's coming out, it's out now. The House version it's so much better than what originally was coming out. And this is the House's side of the debate. The Senate will take this up too. The original House version came very strongly from the House in the Joint Investigative Committee on what happened in the Soldiers' Home in spring of 2020, what went wrong, what we need to fix. My predecessor, Aaron Vega, sat on that committee, and they continued into 2021, and I took his seat on the committee, and obviously as his staffer, I was involved too. And this has been my stance from the very beginning. I thought the findings of that report were excellent, really digging down on problems in staffing and command structure. But the recommendations, with all due respect to the report's authors, the recommendations did not follow for me. I mean, the recommendations were this creation of this statewide board and losing local authority. So I have consistently objected to the versions of the bill that they've come out. This version, and I feel like all of us here in this region, we've been listened to. Not everybody is 100% thrilled with where we're at now, but I feel good about it. There's still a statewide board, but both the Holyoke and the Chelsea homes have members of the board, though they're automatically members of the statewide board. They put forward the name for superintendent. They have many other duties, pertaining here to our region and being answerable to our community. But on the statewide board, they put forward the name of the superintendent. They can recommend a superintendent's firing. They have full voting rights. So I'm going to be watching the debate tomorrow, seeing what amendments are filed, working with folks, talking to folks back here, working with my colleagues. but it could turn out that it's kind of the best of both worlds, where we do have the state, we always talk about, we don't always get the attention and the resources that we need. And if we've got this statewide entity and we have a good voice on it, could be the best of both worlds. And also, the Senate, the Senate could take up a whole other form that goes to a conference committee. If the starting point is a statewide board where our local folks have full voting rights and say over the superintendent hiring, if that's the starting point of the conference. So I've been super worried about this for over a year now. And I'm really appreciating that. I feel like we out here, we were listened to. Did we get everything we asked for? No. That's the legislative process. So there's your scoop. This is all happening right now. Yeah, the debate is tomorrow. So yeah, so tomorrow I'll put out a full statement when I see what the final bill looks like and all that kind of stuff. And then two other projects that I'm super excited about that seem to be moving. They're both pieces of legislation that I originally worked on as a staffer and refiled. One is setting up a pilot in Hampden County, working with Springfield Works and the Food Bank of Western Mass and many other great agencies who've weighed in, working with folks who are getting job training and education and who are looking to move up the career ladder. But as we know, folks often lose benefits when that happens. It's the cliff effect. Mm-hmm. And so it would be working with the Department of Revenue to adjust people's earned income tax credit. So as they get a job, move up the career ladder, and their benefits go down, their household income stays the same for 3 years. It's ambitious, but people all over people are talking about guaranteed minimum income and movements like that. So it's along those lines, and it got a favorable report out of Children, Families, and Persons with Disabilities. So it's in Ways and Means now, and I'm
in House Ways and Means.
House Ways and Means.
Can I ask you, Representative, please, if you can tell me in a more of a headline way, because I'm trying to understand this pilot program in Hampden County. How would it benefit, say, a mother with 4 kids?
So a mother, good, perfect question. A mother with 4 kids. Perhaps she had to leave. I'm going to assume she's a single mother. That's the usual recipient. She may have had to leave the workforce, care for her kids while they're small, and she would qualify quite rightly for housing allowances and childcare vouchers, etc. So her kids are getting older. She's looking to her future where she's not focused on caring for small children. She gets into a job training program. She gets a job that's actually got, like she's like a CNA, something nursing, certified nursing assistant. She's a certified nursing assistant, say, and she gets into a job training program where she can move up to be a licensed professional nurse. As her salary goes up, her qualifications for benefits drop. She
like
might
childcare, for instance, like childcare.
Childcare is the most crucial. Housing vouchers too, SNAP benefits for food. So we need to be thinking holistically about this stuff. We want to set people up for success, folks who want to work and move ahead.
Right.
So we would work with the Department of Revenue and you get your earned income tax credit, and it's really about keeping the household budget the same. Oh, you lose this childcare voucher, we'll raise your earned income tax credit so your household budget stays the same.
And an earned income house credit In few
Earned-
words, what is it?
The Earned Income Tax Credit is, it's a national program administered by the states, but if your income is below a certain minimum, you actually, it's kind of like you get a bigger refund on your taxes. It sort of operates like a guaranteed a guaranteed minimum income.
Okay, and then what's the other project that you're working
And
on that's important?
the other project is setting up a fund with Mass Development, where, you know, our beautiful historic buildings, we want them used. We want to repurpose them. We want to keep the character of our beautiful downtown. So if we have folks moving in and they need to bring the buildings up to code, you know, which we all support, you know, universal access, et cetera, that it would be a fund that would be set up to help pay for things like, you know, the elevator that you have to update, the entrance that you have to make ADA accessible, etc.
Okay, so there's money then for so as you just said, for updating old buildings, and these are expensive updates.
Yeah,
And there'll be money.
and
Yes.
yes,
That property-
and in some ways they're almost more expensive in a city like Holyoke or Worcester or Lowell, because you have to bring your building up to code when you hit like 30% of real estate value.
Mhm.
And you know, we hit that much more quickly out here than they do, say, in Boston. You know, a building out here might be assessed at like 250. That same building was probably like $2-3 million in Boston, and it takes them much longer to hit that threshold.
Yeah, the threshold.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Representative.
Yeah.